Welcome to Industry Game.
Zach, welcome to the pod, dude. I appreciate you coming out, for real.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Awesome. So I always start the pod off with a little breakdown. So if you could just take like a minute, 2 minutes, just high-level overview of who you are and what you're up to, and then we'll just get right into it.
Yeah, so I am the host of the Journey podcast. Started that 2020. We've done probably 500 million views short form over the last couple of years. I've interviewed really cool people, and then I've branched off and like built a media company around that, and I work with other podcasts and help them with their social media, clipping, production, anything you need. And just kind of transitioned from a ex-college basketball player where I thought I was gonna hoop my whole life and play professionally and maybe get into coaching in college, and then just completely dropped all that and got right into podcasting with having any idea what I was doing. And now it's like my career, and I never would have guessed
Hell
that.
yeah. So no, it's awesome and the reason I reached out to you is because obviously I've seen you all over my feeds popping up, going viral and all that. But so like, what was like the main reason? Like, when did you really get into podcasting, and what was the moment where you decided that like you wanted to jump into it?
So I was at Howard College in Big Spring, Texas.
And you played basketball there?
Yeah. That was my sophomore year of junior college. It's Division I JUCO. Like Jay Crowder went there. Really, really good school. We actually had the biggest stadium in all of junior college. Like fit the most people.
Really?
Yeah. It was huge coliseum. Had a rough year that year. Third day of practice, broke my wrist. Was out for a little while. Came back. Then got a bone contusion in my knee. Missed 6 games. Came back after Christmas break, and then microfracture in my knee. And I was just like, and this is my sophomore year. I only played 9 games. I'm like, I'm probably not going to get recruited. You know, I don't really have much film.
Right.
At this point, I'm like, how old am I? 22, 23 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just like my dreams of basketball just seemed like it was like slipping away.
Right.
And I just remember I was just laying in bed and I was scrolling my phone, and I saw who ended up being my co-host for about 3 years. He posted a podcast clip of Mike. I don't know if you know Mike Stud. He's from like
Yeah. I just interviewed Kilmer.
Yeah. Kilmer's my guy.
Ago. Yeah,
Kilmer's my guy.
He's the man. He's the nicest guy.
Bro, he's the best. I filmed all their concerts in New York.
No way.
Yeah, and then I went out to Philly, and I was in like the
Dude,
Friends and
he
Family.
is such a beauty. Kilmer's the man.
I love Kilmer.
Yeah.
But yeah, I saw a clip of Mike, and I just hit my boy up. I was like, yo, what is this? And he's like, yo, it's a podcast. Remember Mike Stud? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, yo, go check that out. And I had nothing but time because I couldn't even walk.
Right.
So I watched like 34 episodes in like 2 weeks, and I was just like, I want to do this.
Yeah.
And then I just got home, COVID hit, and I was like, you know what, let's give it a try.
Hell yeah. So at the time, were you working with Kilmer in New York? Or did you?
No. I later like reached out to them down the road, and I actually ran Mike's TikTok for like 3 months. And I edited his podcast.
Really?
Yeah. Kilmer hit me up one day like, yo, do you want to run? He's like, who runs your TikTok? And I was like, me. And he was like, do you want to run Mike's TikTok? And I was like, yeah.
Hell yeah. Yo, that dude Kilmer's the man. He so I had him on probably like a couple months ago, and he is the most genuine guy, bro, ever. Yo, he connected me he's since sitting down with him, he's connected me with like the guy that's done all my clips and editing for the past 3 months. He connected me with him, and then the guy that was clipping him, like he just got too busy. He works with Kilmer now. He just got like too busy with whatever projects he has running, so he's not able to. He doesn't have the time to do it. And I hit Kilmer again. I'm like, yo, Kilmer, you don't happen to know any other editors, do you? He's like, dude, absolutely no problem. Connect me with this other girl, and it was just like he just moves with so much like class, and he's just the man.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Yeah, it was cool. Like we were backstage with all of them. It was like Marcus Stroman, Aaron Rodgers, me, Mike, Kilmer. Yeah. After the show, it was pretty dope. And like you'll see, like if you watch the the documentary for the Lowe's, we're in there and like we all like take a shot. Like Kilmer came in with like a bottle like before, and he was like,
hell yeah.
He was like, let's take some shots before we go out there.
So at the time, so you started out, so you started watching their podcast, getting into it, and then when did you decide that like you wanted to get into like started to like shoot your own stuff like that?
Like 2 weeks after that.
And that's when you started?
No, I just started writing down all the guests that I thought I wanted to have on, and I put on my story like, can anyone help me like start a podcast? And this kid who was like a music producer is like, yo, I have a camera and a microphone.
Yeah.
So like we started in my backyard, and I would pay him $60 an episode, and he would like boom a mic over our heads, and like me, and we'd have one wide shot, and it would like be me and one of my friends. Yeah.
Hell yeah. And is that the guy you still do the Journey podcast with?
No. So he ended up coming on episode 3. We were childhood friends, rekindled our friendship. And then I gradually started bringing him on episodes to co-host with me.
Yeah.
And then by episode like 7, I told the other guy who was like the music producer, like, I'm just going to produce myself.
Right.
So then
so you had figured it out.
By episode 7. Yeah. I just was like, I got to learn this stuff. So I bought a camera, and my friend Jake was really good with cameras. So he just kind of taught me like how to use cameras and set up lights. And he became an official co-host by episode like 40 something, 42, I believe. And then September of 25, he stepped away. And then I have John now, who is my co-host, and he came on about 2 years ago.
Nice. Do you like doing interviews with a co-host, or does it like interviewing another person? Do you prefer doing them a lot? Like, what's the vibe with that? Because I've only done one-on-ones.
I like having a co-host sometimes. Like I definitely still lead the interviews.
Yeah.
So I'd say I ask about 70 to 75% of the questions, and like John's probably around that like 25 to 30.
Yeah.
But it's nice sometimes just to have that other person give a different perspective.
Totally.
And you can kind of like listen for a second instead of what we were saying, like trying to think about what you're going to say next and also trying to listen at the same time. So having a co-host is nice. But I also like interviewing by myself. Like, I'm trying to think. I've only done like 2 solo interviews, I'd say, in the last 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever do one-on-ones with just yourself? Like just you talking into a mic solo?
Yeah. I've done like, I did one like last month for the Patreon.
Yeah. I did one once, just like a recap of a trip to Miami, because I was trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
And like similar to you, like the way I got started was like, I didn't, like I just was more fascinated in watching interviews on YouTube than like watching Netflix.
Yeah.
And just being super interested in like the personal development side of like podcasting and like all of that. And so I had done that for years, and then it wasn't until I was at an event and I was around all these people, and I had always like been interested in going to these events and like meeting people, but I felt like there was no real like reason to like be at the event. So if I'm at like a fashion event or like a music event, I do love going, but like my core business that I work out with my family has nothing to do with music or that. So I wanted to create something that I can build around these experiences and build relationships with people outside of just like introducing myself at the event. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's kind of what brought me into the podcasting space. But it's funny because it's so cool how you can just hit people. You can make a list and then just start hitting them up.
Yeah.
And I've just been surprised by how many people have been down to come on and grateful. You know what I mean?
People are starting to come around to like just understanding that it's an opportunity, you know? It's just an opportunity to connect, network, get yourself out there, content, you know? Some people will charge, you know, to come on. I've paid a bunch of guests to come on.
Yeah.
Like I just saw the other day, like Jack Neal paid Andrew Tate $135,000 to come on the first episode. And now Jack Neal has the fastest growing podcast in the world. But Tate was the one that like put him in that mainstream.
Really?
Yeah. Most we paid was $1,000. Paid Bob Menery $1,000.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd that episode do?
Great. Yeah. Like 130,000 views.
Wow.
Yeah. That was like right at the peak of his beef with Nelk.
And he told everything?
Yeah.
That's wild.
And it was a week after. Well, it was his first pod after he got out of rehab. He went to rehab for 6 days.
Damn. Wait a minute. So Jack Neal paid Andrew Tate
$135,000
to come on the pod, and was that his first episode?
Wasn't his first episode, but it was like the third or the fourth.
Now his show's popping.
Yeah, and then he did Tristan Tate like right after that.
Paid him as well.
Maybe he did it off the strength of Andrew doing it, and like it went well.
Yeah.
And then Andrew Tate just went on Jack Neal again, but it was free. You know, because now they're friends.
Yeah, I haven't even thought about paying anybody to come on the pod. I didn't really know. You know what I mean? I haven't known. I just started, but that's wild. But his show's popping off.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, dude, if you have money, if you have capital in the podcast game, you can like pay to play. Like we paid Boonk. Remember Boonk Gang?
Yeah,
I paid him.
Wait, you had Boonk Gang on the pod?
Yeah,
dude. Remember when Boonk Gang was on 20 No Jumper?
Yeah, but that was bad. Now he's like a Christian. He completely turned his life around.
He got baptized,
dude.
Didn't he?
He's like a totally different person.
How was he?
He was amazing. I flew down to Jacksonville to do it.
Really?
Yeah. He was awesome. Great guy. Like,
bro, he was fucked up on No Jumper. Did you see that interview?
When he was, yeah, we asked him about that, and like he was super honest about everything. He only charged us like $600, 500, and we gave him 600 because it was like, so we had an extra 100. We gave him $600, and then I think who else? Lilo Brancato from Bronx Tale.
Okay.
Yeah, gave him like $300.
Yeah.
But other than that, I mean, we've offered like Wes Watson told me 10K in person. It was pretty disrespectful.
10K?
Yeah, it was like in the gym too.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, brother, like, pleasure to meet you, Wes. Like, do you want to come on the pod?
Yeah.
And he was like, podcast 10K. And I was like, I got 1,000. And he's like, if you ain't got 10K, you ain't no fucking man. And like now he's like making a scene in Elevation
at the gym
in downtown Miami. Like everyone's like stopping their workout and like
like you just invited him to come on the pod.
Relax.
Yeah,
he was just super disrespectful. I offered DDG $2,000, and he said like that's love, but that's a little. He was like that's.
Was
a
that
little,
before he was popping?
This was like peak as he's popping, and when Haley Bailey like wouldn't let him see the kid. So I was like, oh my god, if we get DDG on, like,
wait, he is a kid with Haley Bailey?
Yeah.
Really?
Or Chloe? Yeah, Haley. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
The twins. The girl that like played Little Mermaid or something.
Yeah. No, I just watched her on the Stod Guys podcast. Have you seen that pod? Stod Guy.
If I saw it, yeah. I don't.
He's the guy that does the. He's got like two different You know who I'm talking about, right? I don't. He does like two different guys. He does like a rich European guy from Stod, and then he does like the hype beast guy. He's got two characters. He plays in them. He's great. He's all over Instagram.
I'm sure I've seen it. Yeah.
But anyways, all right. So you start getting the pod going, and then when did you start to get momentum with your views and your traction and like
November 2020? I posted every single day, 4 times a day for 8 months straight, and didn't miss one day.
Really?
Yeah, I posted every single day, 1 p.m., 4 p.m., 7 p.m., 10 p.m. I made sure I had 28 clips from like every episode every single week.
Really? And you were editing all these episodes?
Yeah, I edited every single episode.
And even if they weren't good clips, you were just pumping them out?
Volume. Yeah, it was a volume game. I was just like, I gotta like keep posting. I remember just to get like my first 10,000 view clip, it was at like 9,800, and I went on like a second account and I just swiped up and down 300 times to get to 10K.
Wow.
I just wanted to see the K next to the thing. It was just, and so I got that. And then our first viral clip was like November 2022. It got like 500,000 views in 24 hours. And then like 2 days later, 700,000 views.
When you get a clip that has 500,000 views, does it build slowly or does it just start coming in right away?
Dude, it was like every refresh, it would go up like 4,000 views.
But okay, so like from the second you post it, they start building. Is that how the algorithm catches it?
Yeah, I mean, you'll see it like usually like at that point, like in an hour, we'd have 100, 200 views. This one was at like 9,700 in an hour. I was like, oh my God. And then I refresh it and then it was like 11.4K. Right. And I refresh it, and like 2 minutes later, it was like 18K. And then like in 4 hours, it was at 100K.
Did you think that clip was that good when you launched it?
No.
So you never know.
No, you never know. Yeah. Like my most viewed clip ever, I'd say it has across platforms with other people reusing it as well. I'd say 150, 200 million views on one clip. And I never thought it was that good of a clip.
And people repost it?
Oh my God. It's still to today. Like today, like people posted. Are still, if I post it, it gets 1 million views every time.
What were you talking about in the clip?
I said it's a scary place to be when everyone around you is telling you how good you're doing, but then when you are like alone by yourself, you don't think you're doing anything.
Right.
And it just hit like people, you know? And
like
for us, it did like 20 million views. But with other people, like recycling it.
Yeah.
I mean, every single time it's on the internet, I see it has over 1 million views every single time.
Damn. So do you do like clip farming where you send it out and have clippers clip it, or
No, everything's in-house. I do everything.
But all right, so then like when people repost that stuff, so that just comes off virality. Once you start getting viral clips, people
Yeah,
pull
I'm
them.
on like every motivational page. It's insane. It's like Gary Vee, Will Smith, Theo Vaughn, me.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
Jay Shetty,
Yeah.
Diary of a CEO, Chris Williamson, me. And like, I'll have like the most views out of all of them on like these motivational pages. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
funny.
when you started getting into podcasting, did you have this like personal development, mental health angle at it, or did it just kind of come just speaking your truth?
It started off as like a basketball ex-athlete transitioning after sports.
Yeah.
Because that's like the chapter of my life that I was in.
Mm-hmm.
And then me and Jake, who was my co-host for a while, just started opening up to each other a little bit, and it became a form of therapy.
Yeah.
And then we saw the feedback that, we don't look like the typical guy that would share his feelings. Like, I don't know, we have like tattoos and, we're athletes and we work out, but then we're also talking about like very vulnerable stuff. And then the feedback we got was like, people were like, we need more of this. Like, men need to talk like this. Like, this is, and we just kind of rode that wave. And then we started drinking on the pod, which like really brought out emotions.
Did it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we would just get absolutely hammered. Like by
Really?
the end of the episode, it was,
And those clips were going?
oh my God, that like, we were like, oh, we have to drink to go viral.
Yeah.
Like we would get a case of Happy Dads or White Claws or Trulies
And
and
hammer 'em.
get a 12 pack. And then by the end of the episode, we'd be finishing 6. And that last like 30 minutes would be just viral. Like, because we just didn't care at that point. So all this stuff that you're holding in, it's like when you're at a bar, or you're drinking with your friends, like you just like stuff just comes out that like maybe you wouldn't say sober because you're just thinking about it.
Yeah.
But then you just let it out because like you just don't care.
And
then you go back.
The truth.
Yeah, you go back the next day and you clip it. You're like, oh my God, that was great. Like it's
Yeah.
a viral moment because I was just so open and honest. I just didn't care. But that's what works on the internet. Like
Yeah.
people want authenticity. They don't want like the cookie cutter.
The fabricated
Yeah.
bullshit. So how important are clips in today's day and age when running a podcast and media?
It's everything.
What would you focus on if you were just starting a podcast right now?
Learn YouTube.
Really?
Yeah, that's where the money is. Like learn thumbnails and titles. Obviously, short form clips matter, and you need them because people's attention spans are awful. But like, I think learning YouTube is if you can crack the long form game, like
Yeah.
that's where the money is. That's where the brand deals are. That's where you build like a real community. If
Yeah.
people like, there's only so much you can consume in one day of media, right? And podcasts on YouTube, you're not only competing with other podcasts, you're competing with other creators, right? Just vloggers, right?
Yeah.
Then you're also competing with Netflix, Amazon Prime, HBO Max. Like you only have at the end of your day, 2 hours, 3 hours to consume some type of content before you go to bed.
Yeah, you better have something good on there.
Exactly. So that's why, like, if you can crack that and get people to come back every single week to watch you for an hour and listen
Yeah.
to you, or whether it's on Spotify, whatever, I think that's it. But obviously clipping now with just people's attention span, like you have to, that's how you get people
To your YouTube channel.
awareness. Yeah,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's brand awareness.
Yeah, no, I think because when I started out, I was doing just audio, no clips. Yeah. And then I was like, once I started doing the clips and I met some people like Chris and some other people that could help me like produce it, it's been just like so much. I mean, like when I reached out to you, like if I had no like clips or anything like that show, you know what I mean? I feel like it just gives you a leg to stand on when reaching out.
Yeah.
And what I have found so fascinating is like you get this guest and then you get this guest and then, you know what I mean? It's just like have you noticed that as well since starting out, that the guests just get bigger and bigger based on
Kinda like you'll get that as you climb, in the podcast game, and then you like plateau because then like that next tier of guests are really hard to get access to. So like we've interviewed big people like Nick Narcina, Boont Gang, Bob Menery, Alex G 2 times, who's some other, Rami the Icon, Cousin Jay, Little Mo Mozzarella. We've done like these like right up until that big influencer list.
Yeah.
And then to get to that next tier, it's like
It's tough.
Yeah. And it's like now you're really trying to get guests, and then you kind of have to take a step below the guests that you've already hit the threshold for. You know what I'm saying? You have to go get smaller ones just to fill episodes, which is like, it's cool. And sometimes those are great. Like we'll do like I've been doing all like the Love Island people. So I built a good relationship with them. And so like Austin just hit me up. He was like, yo, bro, I got some shit to tell you. Let's run a pod next month.
Perfect.
He was like, I got some juicy shit. Come out, and I was like, awesome. So it's like, those are like really good. But yeah, man, getting guests is hard.
Dude, it is hard.
Yeah.
It's especially hard to get guests and like fit it around your schedule. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that too. Like, bro, I've flown out to Miami and then like, a guest just like cancels.
Really?
Yeah, it's like, come
Bro,
on,
The guest earlier today, like, even if you're behind like 15 minutes, it can just ripple through the whole day.
Oh yeah, it ruins everything. Yeah.
So you've had guests just not show up. My first guest didn't show up.
Yeah.
My first pod I did, the guy didn't even show up to the fucking pod. I was like, dude, and I was just on my couch with my 2 mics, but like it was a buddy. He just like didn't show.
Yeah, I've had just people like not answer like after I flew somewhere to do it. It's just part of the game,
Yeah. In terms of like relationship building, how wide has your net expanded since building this podcast and like your network with people? In relationships.
Yeah, I mean it's definitely grown and expanded. Like I'm connected with a bunch of really dope people, but I wouldn't say I've really done anything outside of the podcast with anyone that I've had on.
Really?
Outside of like something with media.
Yeah.
So like it opened up a lot of doors for me to get clients or people that put me on to someone that knew they could use my services.
Yeah.
So it's made me a lot of money in that aspect. But in terms of doing more like business or just even hanging out with people, haven't done any of that.
Right.
Like haven't really got invited anywhere. You know what I'm saying? It's I thought it would create more opportunities, but it really hasn't. And like we've built really like good like people like us, you know what I'm saying? Like we're likable people, like we treat everyone right.
Right.
We give them a really cool interview that they usually don't get that style. It's usually a lot of just like PR mainstream stuff. Like we try to pull a different side of you out to show the world that you're human as well.
Yeah.
And a lot of people appreciate that because a lot of people don't get asked like, how are you? You know what I'm saying? Like, how are you actually doing?
Yeah.
And
how are you? How are you doing?
How am I doing?
Yeah. How are you actually doing right now?
I'm okay, I guess. I feel like in life, especially as men, like we need something to work towards.
Yeah.
And if you don't have something to work towards and you get stagnant, like an idle mind is a devil's playground. So like we can get ourselves in trouble and like chase and search for it in the wrong things because it fills that void. So that just feels like where I'm at. Like I need something new. Like I need a change. Like I'm still working towards the pod, but it's the same thing,
Yeah.
So like life has just felt very repetitive. And then I just like try to like just escape or always look towards the next thing instead of like being here right now. And yeah, it's been all right. Like that's really like as bland as that sounds, it's like, it's okay. It's not great. It's not terrible. It's like, it's all right.
When what were you going through when you started becoming vulnerable online?
What was I going through? Well, like,
Or
so
was there one moment where you realized that you were going through something and you just opened it up online and just shared something that you've never shared in the locker room? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I had a bunch of moments like early on the pod where I would talk about my mom.
Yeah.
And I think that was the first time I cried on a pod. And like I had no intention, like I didn't plan it. Just like it was towards the end of an episode and it just like it was like right around her birthday. I had just got broken up with and I was just like really going through it and I just like broke down.
Yeah.
And after that I was just like, like whatever, like it's cool to express this because I would still hold back. I would give just enough, but like I wouldn't open the floodgates. And then once I went through like some breakups and stuff like that, I would say last year I went through like a pretty bad heartbreak. And I think like I cried like on an episode for like 40 minutes. And it was just like the entire episode. I was just like absolutely devastated. It was like we filmed it. Like I got like heartbroken, drove to my boy's house, and he was like, we have to set up the cameras. Even if we don't release it, we just have to see what comes out.
Right.
And then, I mean, I think we did like 11 million views short form on that.
Really?
And that was the episode I dropped on the Patreon, and I drove everyone to the Patreon. I never dropped it public.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, but then those clips like really started my personal growth.
To like open up this other side of you?
No, I was always open and vulnerable before that, but I was saying like that was a catalyst for my social media growth on my personal brand.
Right.
Like my personal brand never really got traction. The TikTok would for the podcast
But that's what
page.
started running it.
Yeah, I would say that moment of like when I just like cried talking about a girl. I mean, in the last year, I gained, I think like 475,000 followers on Facebook, and then 122,000 on Instagram. I went from like 3,000 to like 122K in like a year. And then Facebook, I went from 0. I just started a new page and went to 475K.
Really?
But those clips like boosted my algorithm of just being honest and open.
Yeah.
It was a heartbreak. Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think something you've learned from that heartbreak that you haven't shared with anybody?
Something I learned from that heartbreak. It was a weird heartbreak too. Like, bro, I mean, it was a girl that I didn't even truly date. And I just like never felt like that before for someone.
Yeah.
And it was just it was very short too. Bro,
Yeah.
it was like a month. It was maybe 6 weeks.
And you just really liked her?
Dude, yeah, I like never felt like that. Looking back now, like, cause like I'm over it now. Obviously, I've been over it for a while. I think what that taught me was like when it's weird because you think that like this is your person. Like you'll meet someone, you're like, oh, like I found my soulmate.
Yeah.
So like I think what I took out of that is don't set like expectations or a potential on a future partner because I think I attach myself so deeply to a reality that isn't real or hasn't even happened yet. So like when you lose that person, not only do you have to grieve that person physically, right? Like them in your life, but you have to grieve everything that you set a potential on that you thought was going to make you happy and fulfilled
With them.
So it's so hard to grieve something that didn't even happen yet because you can't force someone to stay in your life. If they don't want to be here, they'll just leave. And if there's no communication, there's nothing you can do. But those thoughts and it'll ruminate and it'll eat you alive, you know? So I think what I took from that is like take things for what they are and don't put all your happiness in someone and in a future that isn't real yet.
Right.
You know? So I'm just trying to do more of that. And yeah.
And what advice would you give to somebody that is going through that right now that's not in a good spot? That's feeling alone and
going through like heartbreak?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the best advice for someone going through heartbreak is don't isolate yourself. I think it's very important to surround yourself with people that love you, you know? Because when you're going through that hard time, like you really never think you'll climb out of that hole. Like every single day, every morning feels like hell. Like you are nonstop in pain. Everything you do, you think about that person.
Yeah.
So you need to distract yourself in a healthy way. Don't distract yourself with drugs and alcohol and other women, and because that's where you get in a bad place. If you can surround yourself with like just like really good people, I would say do that, man. Like it's the easiest way to free your mind from that hell.
Distract yourself from it and stay busy.
Yeah, and talk about it. You know, talk about it. be open. Let it all, like, you only have so much to give, right? So you can only, I think that's one thing I wish I did more. Like when my mom died, I wish I talked about it more, you know?
I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, thank you, bro. But I think it was so, I just let it bottle up inside, you know? So then there were so many moments where it could be as simple as a kid like says like a your mom joke, and like I would just like start crying. You know,
Yeah.
like I would just burst into tears. Like even like he didn't know my mom died. He didn't mean like any
Right.
foul intent.
Right.
But it was because I didn't talk about it enough. Like when that thing would hit me, it would just explode. So I
Right.
would do like, I think with like if you're going through a heartbreak, like,
Talk it out.
like talk to it. Yeah, talk to people about your situation. Get
Yeah.
feedback a little bit. Like sometimes you don't even need feedback. Sometimes you just need someone to just hear you. You
Yeah.
know, I think there's so many times where a lot of people, they just need someone to listen. They don't need someone to
Tell them how to do it, how to handle it,
I don't need advice right now. I just need someone to talk to, you know? And I
getting
think
it off your chest.
yeah, a lot of people don't have that, you know? A lot of
Yeah.
people don't have someone just to talk to. And it's not a therapist or a psychologist or a mentor. Sometimes you just need like a friend, and you just need to be able to talk to them. And I
Yeah.
think that's real, like, it's a real healthy way to like just, you know,
Yeah.
get over
Well,
someone.
I remember when this was like a couple pods ago, I was interviewing this guy, and he asked me about he lives out here in New York, and he was like, oh, your girl lives out in New York. And then like it was like the first moment on the pod where I was like let my guard down a little bit. And I was like, oh no, like we actually broke up, and blah 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 blah. And like he kind of peeled back the onion and started asking me about it. And I
Yeah.
think that was like the first moment on the pod where I was like being vulnerable
Yeah.
about my situation, and I was like sharing it all. And then I was like, oh, I'll just cut this out after, and I'll just carry on with this pod. And I ended up just putting it out. And I just think that that was something that for me was the first time I've ever just shared how I was actually doing
Yeah.
or what was actually going on online
Yeah.
in a way like that. Cause I feel like a lot of stuff is like you show the good stuff, right?
Yeah, but I think the hack to social media is show the real shit. I think that's what people want to hear. You know,
Yeah.
like I mean, dude, I have thousands and thousands of message requests from people like asking for advice. You saved my life. Thank you so much. You know, like because of me just posting vulnerable stuff and being open and honest about my situation.
Yeah.
You know, and just telling people what it is, that it's okay to, you know,
To not be okay.
yeah, it's totally fine. You know, we all deal with it. You know, nothing's worse than someone like trying to paint a perfect picture, and then you meet them in real life and like they're not a good person. They're not who they perceive to be online.
Yeah.
Like when people meet me, it's the same exact thing. Like I was out last night. I'm like leaving this spot, and this girl was like, "Oh my God, like you have a podcast?" And I was like, "Yeah." And she was like, "You were like really sad about that girl, right?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
I was like, "It was a little while ago." And she's like, "You helped me so much, like through my heartbreak." And I was like,
Yeah.
you know, like, and that you don't get those moments if you don't show the stuff that you're
vulnerability.
not so proud about, you know?
Yeah, because I feel like those are the moments that you share online with
Yeah.
people. You know what I mean? When your buddy tells you about the breakup, and then you come across a clip that says this.
Exactly.
That's the one you send to your buddy to make him know that like it's gonna get better.
Yeah. I am in the TikTok and Instagram heartbreak algorithm. Like if you are going through a heartbreak, you're gonna see my face. It's
Yeah.
crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm just like part of that scroll. Cause like your phone, the algorithm knows like when you're going through something.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
They just feed you with more of it. Like you can just go down the rabbit hole of
Yeah.
all this sad, you know, like
It's you and your other guy. I don't know if he was a co-host, but he always. It's like I feel like it's you and him. He's got like black hair.
Jake. Yeah. That was my co-host.
Was that him? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like it was either one of you popping up on my feed all the time.
Yeah.
And does he still do the same type of content?
No.
He doesn't do it?
No. He went like down like the Christian route.
Nice. Yeah, no, the vulnerability side of the internet's crazy. But I think that's because it's like an arena where everybody's putting on a facade of this or that. Like everything's all good. And like, you know what I mean? Everybody's going through something
Yeah.
in some sort of way.
Yeah. That's what I like to try to pull out of the guests that we have on, really.
Do you have a guest that you sat down with that really like was an episode that just hit home to you where you were just like, wow, like I learned a lot, or you know what I mean? I took a lot from that episode.
Yeah, there's been a bunch, and like some of them like didn't even do that great. Like Dr. John Deloney was awesome. We did that virtually, but he was amazing. Champ Graham gave some like really good advice, just like life advice, and I'm trying to think who else was like a really good interview that I liked. I don't know. Like I've done so many. Like sometimes I have to like scroll back like on YouTube
comb
and
through
be like,
them.
oh, I interviewed this person, that person. But yeah, I think I take a little piece of everything. You know, like from everything. I take a little bit here and just try to be a sponge. But sometimes, like you're just talking about viral stuff. Sometimes you're really gaining knowledge. Sometimes it's just pure entertainment. Sometimes it's storytelling.
Yeah. Do you think some people just spend their whole time just focusing on just clickbaiting like all day long?
Yeah, the streamers.
Yeah.
Streamers. Yeah.
Do you do any streaming?
No.
Have you ever thought about it? Like, what about putting on a live? Do any of your guests, Chris, any of your clients do live stream while they're recording?
Yeah, here and there.
What are your thoughts on that in terms of like gaining like following?
You can't just stream one day a week.
You got to keep it running.
Yeah, you got to stream. You got to stream full-time job if you want. Like, and you got to do that for months. Like, unless you're doing crazy rage bait, like
right.
Unless
you're Drake and you just turn the stream on.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
So it's like if we were just live right now and we were just in a Twitch or a Kick algorithm. I mean, who's gonna like sit here and really
tune in?
Like, it's a cool conversation, but like it's not engaging enough where people are gonna stop what they're doing and watch live of two people they have no idea who they are. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that dude like Clavicular is like blowing up
because he's streaming all day.
Streams all day, and it's such like brash, out there, never before seen content, talking like looks maxing, and he's hitting his face with a hammer and he's screaming the N-word and he's out like getting kicked out of bars, and you know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to be that extreme. The dude Dean the Great that's blowing up right now for getting smacked by Larry Wheels and Rampage Jackson, or Bodyguard elbowed him. He just like gets drunk and says crazy stuff, was like hitting on Larry Wheels' wife in front of him for like rage bait, and then gets smacked.
Wait, who was the fight? Is that the fighter? Who's the fighter that got? Is that who you're talking about?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like
it's like rage bait.
Yeah, I just don't. It's. I'm too old for that.
It's crazy. How old are you?
I'm 29.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like get in trouble and do stuff like that.
No, I don't blame you. But it is crazy that people will do anything for views. Anything.
Yeah, and that's where the world it's getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, it's
even the AI podcast shit is like ridiculous now.
Where do you think that's gonna go? Like, where do you think in 5 years we're gonna be with like AI and podcasting?
I don't know, dude.
Like
it's not looking good.
It's fucking weird, dude. You know what I mean? I could like make a video of us talking without us even being here, with a photo of you and a photo of me.
Yeah, and you can script an entire There's like these super hot AI girls that do podcasting, and it's like a 45 degree, she's looking this way, camera angle this way, and she says like the perfect thing about relationships because it's it's a script, it's a prompt.
Yeah,
and
it's looking viral.
She has the page has brand deals, and it has hundreds of thousands of followers, and like I see girls like that I follow reposting it. I'm like, guys, do you know this is not real?
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's insane. Where like it looks really good. If you don't know, like if you're not into AI or like and you just see this podcast clip,
you'll share it probably.
Yeah, you'll be like, oh, that was
wow.
That was
She's
a great
really
clip.
well spoken.
Yeah, it's like,
she doesn't have one flaw in her skin,
bro. It's getting scary with that.
Yeah,
so
no, dude.
Yeah.
The whole what I've been stoked on with the pod is just like getting out there, having conversations.
Fun,
and I also think that it's hard to have conversations with people from all different industries, and you just get better and better and better at it. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Since starting?
What, like getting better at interviewing?
Yeah, just like getting better.
Oh, yeah, it's night and day. Yeah. I could go back to episode 1. If you go back and check out, the Journey episode 1, Journey podcast, it was awful.
Yeah. What was the first thing you guys talked about on there? Basketball?
Yeah, it was my boy Femi. He played. He was playing in Taiwan with like Jeremy Lin and a bunch of ex-NBA guys.
Yeah.
So we just like talked hoops and stuff like that.
I just interviewed my boy Caleb. He played at Syracuse. He was like projected like one of like top 10 point guards going into college of his class. And then he ended up pivoting into like, he ended up playing overseas. And then now he has like a mental performance coaching business.
Nice.
And
What class was he?
oh shit, he must have graduated 2018.
High school?
He graduated high school 2014 with me.
Caleb what?
Joseph.
Oh, yeah, I know.
You know him? Yeah.
Yeah, not personally, but I remember him. I
Yes.
was class of 15.
Yeah, so where did you grow up? Where did you say you
Long
grew up?
Island.
Long Island?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went to boarding school with him. So like the basketball was pretty good at our school.
Yeah.
Do you know like Jalen Adams or Andrew Travis? Those guys were on that team.
Andrew Travis, yeah. He had bounce, right? He could jump.
Yeah, he played at Butler.
Yes.
Andrew Travis, the tall, he was probably like 6'8", 6'6".
Yeah,
he
I
was
think
good.
yes, yeah, I think so. Yeah, Big East.
But
yeah,
anyways, they played. That league was great, but Caleb went to Syracuse, and what he shared on the pod was like, bro, he was going through it because he was projected to be like the next best thing.
Yeah.
And he was having a tough year, and he had a lot going on internally that like he didn't know how to manage.
Yeah.
And now he goes around the world speaking to schools and like talking to players and stuff. And his whole mission is like person over player. Like, guys, we got to talk about this.
Yeah.
And I think that that's another thing that like goes overlooked in like high school, middle school. Like it's all good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 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 I mean, I think our generation is getting better of taking like the old school approach of that tough love and like wipe it off, shake it off. But also factoring in like this new vulnerable age. But I think like the generation in front of us now is too soft. I think there needs to be a healthy balance when it's like
the kids that are younger than us.
Yeah, because I think like
we got the tough love. Now I feel like the tough, like I'm 31. I feel like our age group, we got like the tough love. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, we got the tough love, but we saw it's not always appropriate. Like there are situations to like empathize with people.
Yeah.
But I think the generation that came after us, it's like too soft. Like our generation that's having kids aren't raising them with any tough love.
Right.
So I just think it's like very, everyone's just very soft now, and I think there's a time.
And sensitive.
Yeah. And it's like coming from someone who is like, I am vulnerable, I am open, I do talk about feelings, but it's also sometimes you do have to, be a good man. Like the difference between like being a nice guy and a good man.
Yeah. What is the difference between being a good man and a nice guy?
Being a nice guy, you're like a doormat. You're a people pleaser. You'll mask and mold and be a chameleon to everyone to make sure that they're happy, even though it goes against what you truly feel and believe. And I think I've done that a lot. I've like tried to change who I am just to make you like me. You know, even though I hate the way I feel right now. As long as you like me, that's fine.
Yeah.
So then people could be like, "Yo, how is Zach? Oh yeah, he's a cool guy.
He's good.
nice."
He told me everything I want to hear.
Right. But I think like a good man is, it's just, bro, it's just staying true to you, and like learning and knowing how to say no, and knowing that, well, this is a boundary that I set. This is how I'm going to carry myself.
Knowing right from wrong.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I think it's simple, it is simple, but a lot of people just want to be liked, and
how important is it to you when you're sitting around a table and somebody says something that's out of line, and these are all your buddies, and someone says something out of line? How important is it to you to speak up and say, "Hey, man, like, what are you doing? Why are you saying that?"
I guess it depends on the situation, if it's worth it. If it's worth it. There's a lot of time, like I'll usually never speak unless spoken to. Like I'm typically a very quiet guy. Like on a microphone and cameras and stuff, like I can have a conversation for hours. I can talk for for hours about anything. But typically like I stay pretty quiet. So like if it's a situation like that, I guess it depends what they say or depends who maybe took it the wrong way. Or I usually like to diffuse. I'm usually not someone that will come at someone or say something. Like I'm usually like a diffuser. If two people, I'll try to like de-escalate a situation and stuff like that. So, but yeah, there's a lot of times like I'll hold my tongue.
Yeah.
But if it's the right thing, then I'm not afraid to say something.
Yeah. I feel like being a nice guy is just being like a yes man and telling everybody what they want to hear and just you know what I mean. And I feel like those people that are friends with like they're friends with everybody, but they don't have, you don't know, you couldn't pick out who's like their boy, like their number one, number two buddy.
Yeah.
I feel like those people you kind of got to be careful with, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, because they'll just do anything to just get around the next person.
Yeah.
And everyone else around them is disposable.
Yeah.
You know, like they don't, because there's no loyalty or trust built. They're just cool with, you know, just jumping here to this person to that. And yeah, those people are no good. And just having yes men too. Like I hate having yes men like around me.
Yeah.
You know? I don't want someone to just like tell me like
what you want to hear all the time.
Yeah, I can't stand that. You know, it's like it really bothers me. Like when a friend like does that sometimes, I'm just like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
like I'll you know, like I'll challenge that.
Yeah,
like they'll just say something. I'm like, what are you talking like?
Yeah.
This isn't helping me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what I'm that friend to a lot of people. The one that tells them like what it is.
Yeah,
I don't hold back with my friends. Like I'm very brutally honest. Like I wish I listened to my own advice the way that I give it to other people, and I wish that they listened, you know? Like there's so many things that I tell other people to do that I can't practice myself, but I know it's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm real with all my friends. Like I really do tell them what it is, if it's worth it.
Yeah, well, Chris, before this morning, we had an episode and he gave me some honest feedback right after the episode. And I was like, dude, by him just saying it how it is and being honest with me and him being like a professional in this space, like he knows more than I know about this. And he gave me some feedback and like I took it into the next interview and I was just like, he could have very easily have just kept it pushing and told me great episode. But he was like, dude, do this, this and that. It'll allow the conversation to be smoother. And I was just like, noted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like we could have, and that is actually helping me rather than just telling me what I need to hear.
Yeah, you need feedback. You need constructive criticism. So when someone tells you something that is going to, you know, enhance your ability to do something, it's because like they care. It's not always like, you know, how people say something. It's what they say.
Yeah.
You know, and you really have to, but you also have to be selective of what you consume as well, because I don't want to take advice from someone that I don't want to be like.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like you could be telling me something that's constructive, but like you've never done what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
So where like
somebody
where's the credibility?
Somebody giving you advice on your podcast that has no podcasting experience,
which I get all the time.
Wait, what do they say? Never take advice from somebody that has never or isn't doing or has what you want or something.
Yeah. If you wouldn't trade positions with that person, you wouldn't trade lives with that person, don't listen to them.
Yeah.
And I think there's a time and place.
Don't take health advice from a fat person.
Exactly. I see that all the time at the gym.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Like the trainers. I'm like,
yeah.
It's like a fat person training a fat person.
Yeah.
At the public, you know, at the commercial gym, they're charging like $140 an hour for a session.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's like babysitting.
Yeah. What do you think makes a good friend?
I think a good friend is someone that you can truly be yourself with. I think it's someone that you don't have to shift and change who you are, you know? I think it's someone that like you can truly laugh and joke with and make fun of, and also someone that you can call at 4 a.m. when like you need help, you know?
Yeah.
Or you just need someone to talk to. Like
Yeah.
a friend is someone that knows when you're going through something, when you can pick them up and they get in the car and they just 5 minutes in, they're like, yo, what's wrong?
Yeah, they know.
They know that something's up. You know, I think it's that person that can they know what you're going through before you even tell them. You know, it's someone that you can truly feel comfortable with, and you guys kind of think alike, you know? And I think having good friends is like, it's the most important thing, you know, outside of your family and if you have a relationship. But yeah, like just having like a good friend, I mean, there's nothing like it.
Yeah, I mean, and you don't need to have that many.
No.
You just need to have a couple good friends.
Yeah. Yeah. And you get less and less as you get older, you know?
But I think you get closer and closer with those that are your key people.
Yeah. Yeah. And you got it. I think especially as men, like you gotta have a close group of brothers, and you have to nurture and water those friendships, even if you're in a relationship.
You got to take care of those relationships.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on people like just letting relationships atrophy over time, and like what goes into being a good friend on like the reaching outside and all that in your eyes?
I think there's friends that you can talk to every single day, and I think there's friends that you can go 3 months without talking to, and then when you come back together, it's like you haven't skipped a beat.
Yeah.
You know, and like I think we all have those different types of friendships. There's friends that you don't have to speak to every day or see them all the time. There's friends that move across the country, right? And you don't have the chance to see them. So I think it's just being intentional though with those, you know, relationships and friendships, and not allowing things in your life to lose those friendships. Like I lost I'd say like he was my childhood best friend, like was supposed to be the best man at my wedding. And he like got a girlfriend and just like
cut ties.
I never heard from him again.
Damn.
I'm not even joking. Like he got a girlfriend, cut everyone off. She broke up with him. He came back like, yo, like
my bad.
I'm so sorry, bro. No, like crying, like, bro, I fucked up. Like you're my brother. Like, cause I was still there. I was like, all right, bro, like it's all good. I'm still here. Then like a month later, he got another girlfriend. And dude, never heard from him again. Literally never heard from him again.
Yeah.
It's weird. And like this was like he was like genuinely gonna be the best man at my wedding. He was my neighbor growing up, like best friend. Like
wild.
And I never heard from him again. And like those hurt, you know, and it's just like, damn.
Totally.
You know, it's like, because you don't think your boy would ever do that. Like we expect a girl to break our heart and leave us and cheat on us. You never expect your boy to do you wrong. You know, someone that like you would trust with your life. If you had a kid, you would trust him with your kid. You would trust him with money if you left your wallet on the countertop. And when they kind of snake you and stab you, and when you didn't do anything wrong, I think that like that it's just fucked up, you know? Like you really those hurt. And it's like a different type of hurt from like when a girl breaks your heart. It's just like
it's like a really?
Yeah.
Really?
It's like
really, dude? Yeah. What is your advice to somebody that's going through a breakup right now that's really hurting based on your experience?
I think you have to, like I said earlier, like you have to surround yourself with good people. You also have to do the work. I think so many people go through heartbreak and they try to fill that void with someone else right away.
Right.
I think you truly have to do the work. Now, what the work is up to you. There's no roadmap of healing. Like healing isn't linear. And I think a lot of people think that if I read this book and I, you know, do this thing and I see this therapist and I listen to this podcast, I'm healed. And I think the internet is just telling people, put this Band-Aid on, put this Band-Aid on, put this Band-Aid on.
Yes, there's no get this fix, get rich quick scheme for anything.
No. And I think people have to, I think people treat like heartbreaks and stuff. It's like a scab, and it's like if you don't allow yourself to fully heal, it's like picking a scab, and you're gonna keep bleeding, you know. And like you can put a Band-Aid on it, but if you keep picking at it, right, if you keep doing the thing that got you in that position, right, it's gonna turn into a scar. And like usually those scars, it's like if you had a scar, I know something happened to you. It doesn't hurt anymore, you know? Right. So it's like you have to let those wounds heal, you know? And it takes time. I don't think people take enough time. So whatever that healing process looks like for you, whether that's going to the gym, whether that's starting a new hobby, whether that's joining a community, you know, whatever that is, whether it is taking alone time. And there's a difference between like isolating yourself and then just like genuinely being in love with who you are and being okay with being alone. I think there's a difference between being alone and being lonely.
Totally.
You can feel lonely in a crowded room. You could feel lonely in the same bed with the love of your life. Yeah. But like being alone, well, that's usually when the most growth and work happens. Yeah. Because when you're surrounded by people all the time and you still feel lonely, well, that means
you're lonely.
that means you probably need to spend some alone time,
Right.
because you shouldn't feel empty when
everyone's around and everything's going good.
Yeah, that's the key to.
Was there a moment where you felt alone and you were around everybody that you loved and everything was going good, but you just weren't doing well?
Yeah, I've definitely felt I felt alone in a relationship before. Really? With someone that, like I said, I loved, and like it didn't feel like, I felt like I wasn't even myself. You know, I felt like I was trying to just do everything and anything to make them stay, and I don't think you can ever like properly love someone if you don't truly love yourself. And if you have to change who you are to make someone else love you, well, then that means like you don't really love yourself. And that gets draining and tiring, because it's like you're acting.
Yeah, putting on a mask all day.
You're constantly trying to keep up with that image. And what happens when, your true colors come out? Then you self-reflect and you're like, well, are they even going to really love me for me? Are they going to like me for me?
Right, because you haven't even been yourself.
Yeah, you don't even know me.
Yeah.
And yeah, I've done that like in a relationship. So I think like that was a weird feeling where it's like you question, like, do they even like me?
Right.
And
yeah.
I think a lot of people do that because they're so afraid to be alone.
Do you think, I also think there's a lot of people that are afraid to be, to your point about being alone, but I think there's a lot of people that are afraid, that are in relationships. And I think we all have friends that are in relationships, or have had friends that are in those relationships where they're like just miserable and they're always arguing with their partner or whatever about anything. And it's just like, you can see it. Every time it's always something. Like, dude, if you're out and about with your buddies, like, you don't need to, your girlfriend or boyfriend doesn't need to be jealous or mad at you, or, you know what I mean? But we all have those friends.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's no trust. People, like, there's no trust in those relationships, And I think that's the only way to have a successful relationship, is like to build that trust.
What happens when trust is broken? What happens when someone breaks your trust in a relationship?
I think it's over. I think if anyone would put themselves in a position to lose you, they were okay with you like potentially never coming back or trusting them again. Because there's one thing where trust is broken in a friendship and it's like a little, like, it's petty.
Yeah.
But it's different when there's someone that would put like your love on the line. And I can't look at someone the same. I wish I could. I wish I was a little bit more forgiving, but I just can never look at someone the same if they've done me wrong in a relationship. Even if, like you said, you changed,
Even if it's a friendship.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Like, if your buddy steals money from you, like, you're never gonna
get
over
yeah,
it.
then that's over, But like, there's times where like your buddy could, like last night, we all bet 25 for Jokic, Thunder, money line. My boy didn't tell us. 4 guys are betting. What's like the rule there? We all ride, right? We all bet the same bet.
Right.
He took Jokic for 20 and like didn't tell no one.
Right.
I'm not going to lose my friend over that.
Right.
But I'm just like, yo, that's some snake shit.
Pick and choose your battles. Yeah.
Yeah. And Jokic finished with 23.
Yeah. Well, how important is it to pick, like, to that point, how important is it to pick and choose your battles in life?
Yeah, you have to be conscious of what you pour your energy into. You're only have so much in your cup. There's only so much you can put in your cup. And if you're pouring into everyone else, well, then your cup is going to be empty, but you also can't take everything, because then your cup is going to overflow.
Right.
So I think there has to be a healthy balance of like just being very particular of what you pour your energy into, because if you put too much into one thing, right, and you're fighting this battle, well, then the other aspects of your life are gonna lack.
Yeah.
And then you have to understand like what's important in your life. I think so often we put so much energy into the things that don't even matter. like truly
And it
matter.
takes all your energy.
Yeah, and truly matter, you know, like, and then we also surround ourselves with like vampires, you know, just
What
like people
matters
that
most
take
to
your
you?
energy. What matters most to me, dude, I don't know. I mean, like outside, like the outside of my, you know, my family, like my dad, my friends, I don't know. I think I'm still trying to figure that out. I think that's why, you know, at times it's easy to feel lost, you know, because like you're like, what does matter? You know, what am I like? Why am I here? You know, am I doing what I love, or am I doing it because I just told people I was gonna do it? And yeah, I think it's very easy when you are in this like entrepreneurial space online and trying to build your own way, to feel lost and like lack purpose at times, and like really like what is meaningful to me anymore, you know? So yeah, I think I'm still trying to figure that out of like what truly matters to me, outside of like my like the people in my life. Because it's one thing to tell people what matters to you than actually feel it and do things to prove that it matters. You know, like
yeah,
a lot
stacking that evidence to yourself.
like a lot of people will tell you that they love you, but their actions don't show it.
Yeah.
So then like
Your word doesn't mean anything.
exactly. So it's like if I tell you this matters, but my daily habits and my actions don't align with
There's
that.
no evidence to prove it.
Yeah. So like I think I struggle with that sometimes, because like I could say like this matters, but like am I really doing everything and anything to prove that, to show the universe, to show God that like this is what I really want out of life, because my actions show something totally different. So yeah, I think it's like you have to reverse engineer that. It's like you have to do the things every single day to prove to yourself that this matters to you, versus like saying like, oh, this matters, but I don't give that any love or attention at all.
What would the version of you 2 years ago think of who you are today?
I think I don't know. I think there would be a two reactions. I think there would be one that would be like super proud and happy, and then there's probably another one that's like super disappointed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, what's next? What do you want to see in the next 5 years? What is something you're working on that you're most excited about now, and where do you want to see yourself in the next 5 years or in the future? And how do you want to feel?
That's something like I've been, because like I just turned 29, and obviously we have like all these societal pressures, which I'm pretty like good on that. Like I don't care that everyone I grew up with is like getting married and having kids and buying the house and with the stable, you know what I'm saying? Like I always like to be different. I don't know. There was just always something like I always wanted to be the like different. I never want going to school and some kid had the same pair of shoes as me. I hated it.
Right.
I would take off my shoes and like put my slides on.
Yeah. No,
like,
I feel you. I don't want anybody wearing.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like even if it's like a bit like. So there was always this thing in me that like I never wanted to be like anyone else.
Yeah.
So at this point in my life, I think about like, what do I want? There's a huge part of me that wants to find a partner and like start a family and and live that life out. But there's also this part of me that wants to just like have fun and chase my dreams still and not settle down and be able to be a, you know, podcaster and do on social media and help people and travel the country and live in different cities. Like, so like there's these two things, and I'm like, well, my window to do this, like if I want that, I have about like probably 2 or 3 years left. Like I would like to, on paper, have someone by 32, 33. Like I would love to have a son or a daughter that my dad can see, you know, while he's still here. But I'm torn between the two, and it's just, you know, I think that I'm still trying to figure that out. Like life just always feels, I don't know. I feel like bipolar at times, because like when my highs are high, like I'm great. When my lows are low, I'm really bad. And I'm trying to find like a healthier balance, and like that same polar opposite of my emotions bleeds into what I want out of my life. Like there's one day that I really want this.
And then another day you want that.
Or it could even be in the same day. In the morning I wake up and I feel like this, and then by night I have a totally different perspective because of how my day went.
It's crazy how moods can swing so high and low.
Yeah.
Depending on what's going on.
It's very so like so in 5 years I don't like, on paper I would love to have be doing the podcast full time, have the media company going, being able to interview who I want to interview. But that's also just all materialistic, kind of just trophies, right? It's fleeting, because then the goalpost moves, because then it's like, what's next?
What's next? Yeah, chasing after the next thing.
So I really think, I think I just want to be just really in 5 years, whatever else happens on the surface, right, in the external, I think I just really want to focus on like the internal and really just like create some more just self-discipline and self-love, and really like just work on like my mental health and things like that, like really be proud of who I am. I think that would be cool in 5 years if I could look back and do that. But it starts now, like you really want that future self to
start. Yeah. And it starts literally today with whatever. I was, I haven't drank in the past like 2 months.
Wow.
So I've just and I've always drank casually on the weekends or whatever, but I did the dry January, and then one of my buddies he just like went sober, and I happen to he's one of my buddies I go out with most of the time. So we started going out, and I've just been, I was like, I'll do it another month or whatever. And I was telling Chris, obviously, I would love to go out and have, last night I was out in New York. I would have loved to have had drinks or whatever. But I was just, I think that the past 2 months, I've kind of known that I needed to just stay focused, stay locked in, and just this podcast, dude, I'm trying to get this going. I work 6 days most weeks. Sunday's my day to work on it. Do I want to be hungover on that?
Right.
So I've been trying to manage a little bit more of that. But to your point about just stacking the evidence of starting today and getting better.
Yeah, you have to just fall in love with being bored. You really have to fall in love with being bored, because doing work and doing all the little
the thing is not always fun.
Bro, it's boring.
Yeah.
It's boring. If I go, it's Saturday.
Yeah.
I could.
You'd be at the bar right now.
Yeah. I mean, I could, right after this podcast, go eat, link with, hit a girl up in the city that I know, go out for day drinks, roll into the night,
spend
have
$300,
dude. But it would be fun.
Yeah, it'd be so fun.
So fun.
Yeah.
Or I could go home and get my work done, eat a healthy meal, and go to the gym that I do every single day, and throw on a podcast tonight.
Yeah.
Does what gets me closer to what I want out of life?
Right.
The boring thing. But it's we find ourselves in so many situations where we just want to feel something, where we, no matter what it is, I'm just gonna chase
that short term gratitude.
Yeah.
Or
pleasure. Yeah, the short term pleasure, man. And
not gratitude, pleasure.
Yeah, you just gotta fall, but you gotta fall in love with being bored. It's okay to be bored and not do anything.
Yeah, and the people see your clips, millions of views on this and that and everything in your podcast, and what don't they see?
Probably, yeah, my life off camera.
I mean, what goes into all that though? I feel like everybody wants to have the popping podcast or the company, but what goes into building Amazon or anything successful? It's the boring work that you have to stack up day in and day out.
Yeah. A lot of people don't see that, and but it's I think so many people want to be rewarded and praised for the work that they don't see. People always post that the work that they don't. It's bro, no one cares.
Yeah,
just do it for you.
Yeah.
So many people will post they have to tell everyone what they're doing.
Yeah.
I'm doing this. I'm doing. It's are you even doing it for you, or are you doing it because you want other people to think that you're doing the thing?
Yeah.
It's everyone will do everything but the thing. They'll post about it. They'll tell people about it. They'll write it on a whiteboard.
Yep.
But they won't do the thing.
Yep.
For them.
And then they're talking about it forever.
Yeah. It's
there's this thing the idea of the idea. Everybody's got a good idea, but not many people take action.
Yeah.
And dude, that's what I've been stoked on about the pod. And dude, having you on, I really appreciate it.
Yeah, of course.
I've watched your content for a while, and I think it's awesome what you're doing.
Thank you, brother.
And I always want to wrap up with a couple questions.
Yeah, whatever you want.
If you could give one piece of advice to somebody who's in their early 20s, late teens, going through something, what would you tell them?
That it's going to be okay. And like, it might not be tomorrow. It might not be a month from now. It might not be like a year from now, but like things do get better, you know? I think so many people that are going through tough times, hardships, when they're in that rock bottom where they don't think they'll ever climb out, like it really does get better. And day by day, you'll feel that like it becomes a little bit lighter. And I think when you feel that like heaviness, not feel so heavy anymore, that's your sign to like whatever you're doing right now, like keep doing that. You know, I think so many people will crawl all the way to almost out of that dark place, and then they allow something to crush them, you know, to bring them right back down. So I think like when you are really struggling, you have to do the things that make you feel better, and like one day like it will be okay. Like I tell people that all the time that are hit me up for breakup advice or like mental health. Like I've had, I don't know, 10 conversations where people were like, I'm gonna take my life tonight.
Damn.
Now, is that just a cry for help? I don't know. You know, I wasn't there, but I will like your life, you know what I'm saying? Like I'll talk them through it, and then like I'll still have a dude that hits me up 6 months later, like, bro, like you saved my life. I'm still here today.
Right.
Cause I just like it's very simple that like you just like, you have to understand that it will get better, you know? But I think it's so hard to see it when you're in it, you know, when you're in that dark place and you never feel like you're going to get out. But you just have to find those moments of
keep stacking the wins.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but it's tough. You know, it's not easy, and I think people just people have to understand that like it's okay to feel that too. You know, especially as men. You know, it's all right to be in a bad place. You know, so that's where the most growth happens. I think you have to look at that opportunity as a place of growth, because the only way is up.
Yeah.
If you're at rock bottom, you can't go.
The only way. Yeah, exactly. The only way out is through.
Yeah.
You got to keep going.
Yeah.
Yes, I heard some huge banker or someone say like, if you're going through hell, just keep going.
Yeah.
Just keep going.
Yeah.
Keep fucking going.
Yeah.
But you'll get out of there. But just don't stop.
Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, dude, every like rock bottom is sometimes the catalyst for your life, you know, to really get like, you needed that thing to happen to get there. It's like you ever seen like the butterfly effect?
Yeah.
So it's like so many people want to change what happened to them or their current situation, not knowing that this is going to get you to exactly where you wanted to go. You know,
exactly.
Like I just think like God will put seasons in your life to build you up to who you're supposed to be. Like if you're someone that is supposed to like leave an impact on the earth, you can't get there without going through that. And I think people just have to accept that reality.
Awesome. Well, Zach, dude, I appreciate you coming on. Where can everybody find you?
The Journey podcast on all platforms, and then Zachary Cummings on.
Awesome, man. I appreciate it. Thank you, Zach.
Thank you, brother.
Awesome.
Appreciate you, dude.